Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here, Morbid Team Entertainment and Bolex Repair Philippines. This is a film plate from a Bolex P2 8mm standard 8.8 camera. You're going to have to keep up to date on the cleanliness of these cameras. They're made of different types of metal, and they're going to get, as you can see here, surface rust. And this is where they need a CLA, a good every 6 months. Keep them in a dry, cool place. You see more rust here, just some surface rust, but it still needs to be addressed. This is on top, okay? You want to make sure you check underneath as well. I have other videos where you can service and clean the bottom part, okay? It's best to send these to a service technician. And again, I do want to say, anytime you make the attempt to service a Bolex camera, vintage movie camera, with your camera, any mistakes you make upon the camera or upon your person are all on you, and it's best to send your camera to a service technician. But if you intend to do this yourself, just take caution. These cameras are filled with a lot of tiny springs, tiny screws and parts. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, the surface rust. What you can do is this. Sometimes, if you have some minimal surface rust, you can take a pencil eraser. Okay, and let's see, there's some surface rust here. You can barely see it, but get it towards the light, and there you are. And what you can do is you can take the pencil eraser and you can rub on it. And there are times when it will just come right off. So this is doing pretty well on this. Alright. So now we got that out of the way. And as you can see, pretty well, the surface rust is gone. You don't want to let this get too far, or it can really be an issue. Okay, for this, a method that I would really not recommend would be the metal polish. And for this reason is why, is because these cameras have this paint there, and the metal polish will remove the paint. So this is my camera. I'll show you just on mine. It will remove the rust. See the paint? It's going to remove that paint with it. So I really don't suggest that. Okay? And there you are. Yes, sometimes you will have to press down a bit harder on some of the surface rust, like here. Make circular motions, straightforward motions, you know, to get it off, but it's just going to come right off there. All right, check it out. It's almost unnoticeable, but again, it's best keep checking on your cameras, even if you keep them inside of a protective case. Keep checking on those cameras all the time. It doesn't make a difference if it's a Bolex. All vintage movie cameras are like this because they're made of all these different types of metal. Alright? So there you go. And as always, make sure you put them in a protective case. There are different types of vintage movie camera cases. They are pretty, but they're not practical. As you can see, this is one for Bolex, but they're just not safe. They're really not. They're hard inside and not great for commuting. These hard protective cases like this are going to be the ones that are going to be best for your cameras. They're going to seal out the elements from outside. and they're cushioned inside. This is the way to go for your camera. So there we are on these standard 8.8mm Bolex cameras. I'm pretty much really into any of the vintage movie cameras out there. You can just take that pencil eraser, take that surface rust right off of there a good bit of the time, if in fact it hasn't went too deep in there, and stay away from that metal polish. It can discolor the paint. You don't want to do that. Okay? So do contact me at the social media outlets provided on the screen, and remember, as always, do subscribe. Until next time, later.